In 22.1 work together on page 684, we're recording the adjusting entries and preparing an adjusted trial balance, very similarly to what we did back a few chapters ago. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because a lot of it is a review. I'm just going to be pausing this, filling it in, and then coming back and explaining what I did. So we're going to start off by writing adjusting entries. And all of these adjusting entries are going to happen on December 31st. And in the book, the first one says that the estimated uncollectible accounts based on aging of accounts receivable is $3697.32. In order to find the adjustment, what we have to do is we have to take the balance in allowance for uncollectible accounts, subtract it from the amount given in the book, and that's how we come up with our adjusting entry. So I'm going to pause and write that. So there we have it. For the next one, we're talking about accrued interest income. $137.50 is the amount, and that's the actual amount we're going to use. So there we have that one. For the next three, we're talking about merchandise inventory, supplies, and prepaid insurance. And if you remember, we take the amount given in the book, we subtract it from the amounts that we're going to find here on the unadjusted trial balance. So I'll go ahead and do those and come back in a moment. So there are those three adjustments. The next three given in the book are talking about annual depreciation expense, accrued interest expense, and prepaid rent income earned. For all of these three, we're going to use the amount given in the book. So there are those three sets of adjusting entries. For the last one, we're dealing with federal income tax expense, and like we did in that chapter, I'm always going to supply you with that number. I'm not going to have you calculate it. So there is our federal income tax expense for $7,521.44. What we're going to do now is we're going to take each of these, and if you look on the next couple of pages, we see some T accounts. We're going to fill in these numbers that we just did for adjusting entries on these T accounts so that we can come up with a brand new total for each of these accounts. I'll come back in a moment and have that filled in. Okay, so here's page 142, and what I did was I stuck the adjustment in here because they already calculated our new balance for us of $3697.32. Here we've got income summary, interest receivable, depreciation expense, merchandise inventory. I squeezed the adjustment in here because they already gave us the final balance. We've got insurance expense. The adjustment for supplies goes over here because they already calculated our balance. Supplies expense. And then on our next page, we've got the final balance here. I put the adjustment for prepaid insurance, uncollectible accounts expense, accumulated depreciation for equipment. They gave us the final balance. Same for federal income tax expense, interest payable, interest income, balance already given, unearned rent, final balance given, and then we finish up here. Now what we're going to do is we have our adjusted trial balance. We have all of these blanks on 2 pages. And wherever we see blanks, we're going to fill it in with our new balances that we just did here on our T accounts. I'll go ahead and fill those in and come back in a moment. Okay, so here's our adjusted trial balance. I filled in all of the numbers where they were blank. That's the first page. And then when we come to the second page, here we have more filled in. And then ultimately at the bottom, I added my debits and credits, and I get $723,731.90 on both my debit and credit side.